having anything to do before the Honorable Emily Canoni, Justice of the Hearing Court, holding in general within the Florida County of Norfolk. Joining in, give your attendance, and you shall be heard. God save the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. This court is in session, please be seated.
Do you recognize what's in those photographs, sir?
Yes, sir. It's the area we searched and some of the evidence that we recovered.
Your Honor, the Commonwealth will seek to introduce and admit as the next exhibits.
Any objection, Mr. Yannetti?
Thank you, sir.
Jurors, it's very important that we keep our records straight. It will be important for you during the deliberations that we do this. Sometimes it takes a while. We're fortunate we've got such a great court reporter here to take care of this for us, but sometimes it takes a while. I caution counsel that maybe you can all work together so that we don't do this, take up any extra time. All right, do you need those photos back, Mr. Lally? All right.
I just want to make sure there is no confusion. The exhibits, when they were shown to me, all had exhibit numbers on them dated April 30th with the court reporter's initials. Were those, I want to know what those were. Were those pre-marked and never introduced into evidence? Because the way they looked to me, the trial stated on April 29th. I thought these were in based on what I was looking at.
If I may, just for the record, this is the court reporter speaking. I put a slash mark in all of those. Those were never entered. They were marked pre-trial in agreement or pre-witness in agreement.
I see.
I put a slash through each one. That's what took me so long.
So they were never introduced.
They were never introduced? And then number these exhibits too.
I just wanted to make sure.
Thank you.
Your Honor, post mentioned in the publish.
Yes.
Now, ma'am, with reference to the other photographs that I think you still have before you that I gave you when the stenographer was marking the last batch, do you recognize generally what's depicted in those photographs?
Yes, I do.
And what do you recognize those to be?
These are photographs of item 7-17, the orange T-shirt that was told was belonging to John O'Keefe.
In what's depicted in those photographs, is that a fair and accurate portrayal of what you observed as far as the orange T-shirt was concerned in your lab that day?
Yes, that's correct.
May I approach again, Your Honor?
Yes.
No objection.
Mr. Lally, we have a few minutes before lunch. Do you intend to display some?
I think maybe.
If you do it quickly, do it now.
Okay.
If you're not, we'll take a break. Jurors, we're going to take the luncheon break.
All rise for the court, please.
Do we have a lot of duplicates, or does it just seem to me that there's a lot of duplicates here and it's taking forever to put them into evidence?
I don't believe that there is.
All right, so this reminds me of like the 100 exhibits of snow. Are we doing a lot of repetitive things here, Mr. Lally?
No, Your Honor. What I'm trying to do is establish each of the areas that were marked and subsequently tested by her, and then there are further swabs taken that are then tested in the DNA lab.
I understand that, but there are numbers like 5, 6, 7, 8 that are shown 2 and 3 times, right? Close-ups, perhaps?
I mean, I did that with 1 through 5. But then what I wanted to do is skip over that as far as 12 through 11. I'm sorry, 6 through 11. 12 and 13 are in a different area of the item of clothing, so that's why I've shown those. But again, I don't need to do this for every single one. I just want to establish the process and how they are labeled. And then they are going to have the photographs for themselves. I'm not looking to publish every single photograph.
The publishing takes 2 seconds. It's this that takes forever. How many more?
So as far as
Hold on.
I'm sorry,
One at a time.
my apologies.
How many more exhibits do you have?
For this witness, as far as groupings, it's just the orange t-shirt, the jeans, the sneakers, and his fingernails, which I don't need to do anything with those. And as far as publishing those, I'm not really looking to, like I said, I was establishing through this item of clothing, and then
Hold on. Ms. Hartnett, you can step down. Is that it for the rest of the day, or is your whole left hand?
that's for Mix Valier.
All right. Hold on 1 second, please.
Rise. Court stands in recess to 1:30.
Something came up with fixed protocol.
Just a couple. Now, the vehicle that you observed, the defendant's vehicle in the Sally Port of the Camp Police Station, that was in generally overall good condition, other than the areas of damage that you noted on the right rear, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And when you were swabbing, the swabs that you took from the taillight housing that you then later submitted to DNA, that was a taillight housing that you took from the Canton Police Station, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
You logged that into the lab?
Yes, I did.
You took those swabbings and then you packaged them and you sent them to the DNA, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And all of those swabbings were taken from the exterior area of that taillight assembly, is that correct?
The objection sustained is to the form.
With regard to those swabbings that you took from the taillight housing, where on the taillight housing did you take?
I took them from what would have been the exposed area of the taillight, should the taillight have been intact. So I did not collect from any of the interior portions of the taillight that would have been protected by the exterior plastic piece.
Now, at the time that you were looking at the vehicle in the Sally Port of the Canton Police Station, do you recall what the temperature was inside the garage?
No, I don't have that information.
Was the temperature the same inside the garage as it was outside of the garage? If you know, was it heated at all?
I don't know if it was heated.
As far as the vehicle itself was concerned, when you saw it in the garage, did you see any sort of frozen snow or ice or anything like that on the exterior of the vehicle?
Not to my recollection, no.
I have nothing further on.
On that limited bit,
One follow-up question.
May I approach?
yes.
If you take one more look at that, what's been marked for identification, that's the evidence submission form, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Who signed that form?
Objection.
So the objection sustained unless you want to see me at sidebar.
I'll ask it a different way. Name is on the bottom of the form.
Objection.
It's the same question. Do you want to come up? Do you want to come up to sidebar?
Yes.
May I?
Okay, what is your objection?
It's beyond the scope.
It is beyond the scope. Are you getting into this very limited redirect?
Because the entire issue is that
Sorry, that's my fault, Nancy.
it probably technically is, but if I could ask to reopen, it calls for one question.
No, it's beyond the scope.
I can get it in through Trooper Proctor, but it's so much easier to ask her one question. Who signed it?
It's hearsay. It's hearsay. It's beyond the scope. You can get it in through Proctor.
Okay,
I'm convinced you'll be able to get it in at some point,
I will.
but just not here. I'm not going to start relaxing that.
All right, that's fair.
You are unmuted.
Thank you all with that. I have no question.
Right. All right, Ms. Hartnett, you are all set. Thank you. All right, your next witness, Mr. Lally.
Yes, Your Honor, call Mix Ashley Valaire to the stand. The next lawyer, what's depicted up on the screen within this exhibit
I do.
that was submitted within this as far as 7 data that you examined throughout the course of your analysis.
It was. There's actually two pieces in that. There's the large one in the middle, and there's a very small one up in the corner.
Okay.
Now that we've seen what's coming in, we are registering an objection to the fact that he already has testified as to where and when these objects were found. And really, they need to have testimony first making these pieces of evidence relevant before they start to get into...
All right, jurors, why don't we take a 5-minute, 10-minute break, okay? Mr. Lally, is this from the housing?
No. So what this witness did was basically take each of the individual pieces that were recovered at various times, and then she was then able to do a physical match with them to each other, and then a physical match with them to the housing.
So your objection is you don't know where this came from?
Correct.
Even though she identified the bag and...
Well, she identified it, but we don't know how they got within the bag, who found it, and where.
As I explained, I had to take this witness out of turn, which is what I raised with the court and counsel last week. So that's why her testimony is coming prior to the troopers that recovered the items.
I mean, our objection is our objection. If the court decides to...
Last week you said it was okay.
Well, if the court decides to take it de bene, I suppose subject to those witnesses being called to identify what's being introduced now.
Okay, so do you withdraw your objection, though you agreed to it last week?
Can I have a moment, Judge?
Yes.
Just so I'm cutting to the chase here, we don't want this witness to be able to testify to what specifically Michael Proctor found. We don't want this witness to absolve the Commonwealth of its responsibility to call the lead investigator who actually found against... Sorry.
All right, well, I'm not going to tell the Commonwealth who they have to call or not, but if you think that they are not ultimately able to lay a foundation, you can move to strike it.
That's fine. Okay, I just need 2 minutes.
So we'll make this quick. Your witness is going to have to come back on Wednesday.
Understood. Well, do you have a lot left with her or them? I'm not going to be very lengthy.
Redaction due to a juror-related issue.
No, I understand. That's fine.
Thank you. And with reference to item 7-6, there were two pieces, A and B, within that. Is that correct?
May I? Okay. Yes.
And were there any physical matches within those two pieces of item 7-6?
No.
Now, turning your attention to item 7-8, to recall how many pieces were contained within that.
If I may look at my... There were 14 pieces.
And of those 14 pieces, they were each compared to each other. Is that correct?
Correct.
And what, if any, mechanical fit did you find between the pieces contained within 7-8?
So pieces C and D were found to fit together mechanically, and then pieces E and F were found to fit together mechanically.
Your Honor, I don't want to tell Mr. Lally how to try his case. However, we are ultimately not going to be objecting to the whole taillight being constructed by this witness, and they are going through every piece that fits with every other piece. So I'm just bringing it up at sidebar in case Mr. Lally chooses to streamline things. If he wants to continue to go through it in this fashion, obviously I can't prevent that. But I thought in the interest of time it was worth raising it.
I'm not going to tell you how to try your case, but I am going to tell you to quit leading. And when you put something up on the screen, just say, "What are we looking at?" It takes far less time. Try and move things along, but I'm not going to tell you how to try your case other than the leading questions.
Sure.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay?
You are unmuted.
Ms. Blair, turning your attention to item 7-9, you analyzed 3 pieces from that, is that correct?
Oh,
Go ahead. Okay. Well, Ms. Blair, you can just look.
okay. Sorry, could you repeat your question?
How many pieces were contained again within? Thank you very much. I have no further questions.
Your Honor, I want this to go as smoothly as possible. I have photographs that I ultimately will be displaying to the jury. 9 of them, I believe, are in evidence. 2 are not. The ones that are not are the front evidence bags of some of the exhibits that were mentioned by Mr. Lally. I've alerted them of what I want to introduce.
Do you have any objection?
No, I think they should all be entered.
I can't hear you.
I'm sorry, I don't have any objection. I think they should all be in evidence. No objection.
Do you think they are in evidence?
That was my intention, was to put a photograph of each of the evidence bags in. But if they are not,
I think what he did,
No, that's okay. You don't think they are.
I don't think they are.
And you can't tell me where they are.
I can't. I mean, with regard to the court reporter, I have my own internal numbering system. If we could put the exhibit sticker over my writing, is that okay?
Yes.
Terrific. That's it.
Okay,
Thank you, Your Honor.
we will get this witness out of here. I promised the judge.
I don't have more than, I don't think I'll be 30 minutes.
Okay.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So I show you a photograph. Can you identify what that is?
Yes.
What is that?
That is the handwritten label on item 7-8.
That would have been the evidence bag that your lab received and gave item number 7-8 to it, correct?
Correct.
And that appears to be an exact, photograph.
I don't think there's an objection to it, so we can
That's
just put
true.
it in.
Okay. May I offer that, Your Honor?
Sure.
That is what I just showed you on the screen, correct?
Correct.
And that's where it's indicated what the date of collection was and which trooper collected it, correct?
Correct.
And you would agree with me that that date, February 3rd of 2022, was only 5 days after the January 29th blizzard, correct?
I don't recall the dates of blizzards, but
Oh, okay. But
sorry.
let's put it the date of the incident. You would
Okay.
have previously testified that was January 29th, correct?
correct.
All right. And February 3rd was 5 days after that, right?
Yes.
All right. I'd like to show Exhibit 279, please.
Okay.
Now, Exhibit 279, which is displayed on the screen now, this is one of the photos taken of some of the contents of the item 7-8, is it not?
That's the entirety of the contents of item 7-8.
Okay. You would agree with me that those were the pieces that were inside that evidence bag, labeled February 3rd as the date of recovery, 5 days after January 29th, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And you see that there are some relatively small pieces that were allegedly found on February 3rd, correct?
Correct.
All right. Now, Your Honor, I'm continually showing photographs. We can turn the lights on and off, whatever the court's preferences.
You can just tell the court officer when you want the lights turned.
Okay, all right. So they get turned on for like a question or two, and then I turn them back off. But
Whatever you want to do.
that's fine. All right, so I'd like to contrast some of those pieces with some of the pieces that were found days and weeks later by Michael Proctor. And I'd like to start first with item 7-13. This is, I'd like to display Exhibit 343, which, Mr. Bates, is item 5. You were previously asked about Exhibit 343, which is now displayed on the screen.
Yes.
And that is the first evidence bag submitted by Trooper Proctor, is it not?
So in mine, sorry.
And you know what, let me rephrase that. He submitted evidence bags all at one time, correct?
Yes.
All on 314. So when I said the first evidence bag, I meant the earliest date of collection. I should have asked it that way. February 8th of 2022.
Sure. I don't know all of the dates that each item was collected on.
Okay. But in any case, those, according to the evidence bag that you received, the contents of that bag, which were, again, pieces of plastic, correct?
Pieces of apparent plastic.
pieces of apparent plastic. Those were found 5 days after the pieces that you previously testified were found by DeChico, right? On February 3rd?
Correct.
All right. And February 8th was now 10 days after January 29th, correct?
Correct.
Can I have displayed Exhibit 346, which is 5A? Okay, looking at Exhibit 346, you will agree with me that this particular piece found on February 8th by Trooper Proctor was quite a bit larger than many of the plastic pieces that had been found by Trooper DeChico 5 days earlier on February 3rd, correct?
There were a variety of sizes of pieces on the other one, but that is what is that, approximately 4-ish inches?
Right, but my point is, Exhibit 346, what's displayed, that plastic piece, is quite a bit bigger than the small pieces that were contained in DeChico's collection, correct?
Then some of those pieces, yes.
Okay. Now I'd like to move on to item 7-15, and if I could show Exhibit 352, please, which is item 8, Mr. Bates. Okay. Item 7-15, the evidence bag that supports that lists the law enforcement officer who recovered the plastic pieces as Trooper Michael Proctor, correct?
Correct.
And the date of recovery of those pieces was February 11th of 2022, correct?
Correct.
And again, harkening back to DeChico's evidence bag from February 3rd, this is now 8 days later that these pieces are found, correct?
Correct.
And it's now almost 2 weeks that these pieces are found after January 29th, right? 13 days?
Correct.
All right, if I could show Exhibit 355, which is 8A, Mr. Bates. You would agree with me that this particular piece found by Trooper Proctor on February 11th is also quite a bit larger than those small pieces that were contained in Trooper DeChico's evidence collection, correct? On February 3rd?
Correct.
All right. I'd like to move on to item 7-16, which is number 9, Mr. Bates.
What exhibit number is this, Mr.
And this has not yet been introduced, so I'm about to introduce it. And in fact, why don't I do that first?
Okay.
If I can approach the witness.
Sure. And there's no objection to this, Mr. Lally?
No, Your Honor.
Okay.
I'll just have the witness identify it and then offer it. Do you recognize what that photo depicts that I've handed to you?
I do.
What is it?
The handwritten label from item 7-16.
Okay. I would offer that, Your Honor.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, so if I can display Exhibit 436, which is number 9.
Sure.
And again, you just identified that as the bag supporting item 7-16, correct?
Correct.
That also lists the law enforcement officer who recovered the plastic pieces as Trooper Michael Proctor, correct?
Correct.
And the date of recovery of those plastic pieces was February 18th of 2022, correct?
Correct.
So Trooper Proctor is now finding these pieces over 2 weeks after the smaller pieces were found by Trooper DeChico, correct?
Objection.
Sustained.
February 18th is nearly 3 weeks after January 29th, is it not?
Correct.
All right. If I could show Exhibit 380, which is 9A, Mr. Bates. You would agree with me that this particular piece found by Trooper Proctor on February 18th is also quite a bit larger than those smaller plastic pieces found by Trooper DeChico on February 3rd, correct?
Correct.
This one appears to be about 11 centimeters long, approximately.
Sure.
All right. If I could show Exhibit 376, which is 9B, Mr. Bates. Okay. And you would agree with me that this particular piece found by Trooper Proctor on February 18th is also quite a bit larger than those smaller plastic pieces found by Trooper DeChico back on February 3rd, correct?
Correct.
In fact, that appears to be larger than piece that you just identified in Exhibit 380, correct?
The one that was just on the screen?
Right.
Yes.
This one appears to be maybe about 18 centimeters long. Does that seem accurate?
I mean, it's longer than the ruler.
Okay.
But-
Yeah. And finally, if we could show Exhibit 378, which is 9C, Mr. Bates. You would agree with me that this particular piece found by Trooper Proctor on February 18th is even larger than the last one that we just saw, correct?
In length, yes.
Okay. This appears to be about 19 centimeters long.
I mean, longer than the ruler that's up there.
Okay.
But I have the actual measurement in my notes.
Sure. Well, and the precise measurement's not important. I'm just getting at the relative comparison. This one's certainly quite a bit larger than the smaller pieces found by Trooper DeChico back on February 3rd, correct?
Correct.
This larger piece of red plastic, like the previous two that you just identified, were all found on February 18th, about 3 weeks after January 29th, correct, according to your records?
Correct.
And regarding these last three evidence bags, labeled item number 713, 715, and 716 in February of 2022, from February 8th to the 18th, those are all plastic pieces collected by Michael Proctor, correct?
Correct.
And in addition to collecting those pieces,
We turn the lights on, Ms. Giannetti?
I'm sorry.
Okay. And we can take that down, please?
Yeah. In addition to collecting those plastic pieces on all those different days, Michael Proctor was also the person to hand deliver those last three evidence bags, all on March 14th of 2022, correct?
Correct.
And you do not know what Michael Proctor did or didn't do with those evidence bags of pieces of taillight prior to March 14th of 2022 when your lab received them, correct?
Objection.
I'm going to sustain it. We've already asked that.
Now, the tail light. Nothing further.
All right, Dix Delaire, you are all set.
Thank you very much. All right. We'll wait. The people are saying yes, so we'll take the morning break.
All rise to the court, please.
So I'll see counsel for a second at sidebar, please.
In session.
So is your next witness an out-of-order witness?
Yes.
All right.
And this will actually be Mr. Jackson's witness.
There is no objection to that?
No, there is no objection. I will tell the court, as I indicated to Mr. Lally, there is one item that I'd like to have marked that he had not seen until this morning, but I haven't done it because it was out of order. So I did it last night and I gave it to him this morning. This witness, I expect some complicated testimony about testing, and it's my effort to clear that complication up. I can show it to the court now.
Is it intended as a chalk or an exhibit?
I'd begun the idea as a chalk, and now I'd like to make it as an exhibit because it's extremely helpful, I think.
All right.
To me,
Fair enough.
Oh, I think to the jury too.
So, have you seen it or you haven't seen it?
I have seen it. I don't think it comes in as an exhibit, but if Mr. Jackson wants to use it as a chalk, I have no objection to that. There are some things that are incorrect on it, but I think that's...
If it's incorrect,
there is one typo. I changed 3-1 to 3-2. Is that what you're talking about?
Yes.
Yes, that was my fault.
is that the only thing? Because I was going to say if it's incorrect, I can't let you use it even as a chalk.
I just changed it. That's a typo that should be 3-2.
My issue is all of that. If you want to show photos of the items, that's fine, but as far as I don't know what that is or how this witness would know what those are.
Okay.
As long as I can show it to the jurors, then I don't necessarily care that it's an exhibit as long as it can be displayed to the jurors as we are talking about these items.
So you want each one to come individually as you're going through it, not all at once like this?
That's right. It would be all at once like this, and then I'll ask her. These are comparisons. A, B, C, D, and E are pieces of glass. A does not match the cup. It does not match the 3 pieces, the 9 pieces found by Buchanan. It does not match the 1 piece found by...
Okay. So this is actually argument, Mr. Jackson?
It could be argument, except it's factual. Everything on it is factual. The pieces do match certain things and don't match other things.
I understand that, but I'm putting it out there, pulling it all together, and arguing it for the jury. If you don't have a problem with it as chalk, that's fine. Is this the only copy you have?
Yes, and I do have an issue with that as a chalk. The photograph's fine if he wants to ask questions in relation to what's depicted there, but depicting that up on the screen for the jury is just inappropriate.
All right, so there is an objection to it as a chalk. We will see how the testimony comes in.
I'll get the testimony out, and then I'll ask for permission if I can, then...
We will come to sidebar, so I would like a copy of this.
Sure. Let me give you the right one, Judge. That has the typo fixed. I just printed it out.
Okay, and we'll mark it for identification. That will be WW for identification for the record. We will take a 15-minute break. We will come back at 11 o'clock.
Thank you. Thank you, Your Honor.
You are unmuted.
All right.
You are muted.
Thank you very much, ma'am. I have no further questions.
Right? Actually, Mr. Jackson, before you begin, why don't I see you look at the sidebar?
So I am glad I had the opportunity to look at this before the break, and I'm still where I am at with this as argument. So I'll let you put on the pictures of 3-2, 3-3, 7-12, and 7-14 and ask those questions about where things are found. Anything under that is not permitted.
Can I show her so she can go back to tracking of this because...
Ask her if it will help her.
Okay, sure. At this point, my intention is to simply ask her if it tracks with her testimony a few minutes ago, which, as the court can tell, it's extraordinarily complicated when you talk about all the numbers.
I don't think it is. I think that's much more simply...
Because you have this.
No. I didn't look at this when I just did that.
Okay.
So let's try it without, okay?
Sure.
Okay? Thank you. And this has been marked for identification, and your rights are saved on this.
And I may use that with this witness?
If it will help her.
Okay, I'll ask her.
Okay.
Thank you.
Army.
What?
Thank you. Good morning, Miss. Well, almost afternoon, Miss Hammond.
Hi, good morning.
I'd like to show you a document just to begin our conversation this morning, if I may. May I approach?
Yes.
This has been previously identified as VV, as in Victor. I'd like to ask you, first of all, to take a look at that and tell me if you generally recognize what that document is.
Yes. It appears to be a chain of custody of several items.
Okay. And is that a chain of custody document reflective of the crime lab's case number in this case? Yeah, sort of a clumsy question. Do you understand what my question is?
It is the chain of custody for 22-02184.
And is that the case number that the Massachusetts State Crime Lab, Massachusetts State Police Crime Lab assigned to this case that you're testifying about today?
Yes, that's correct.
And you've seen reports like this before, correct?
Yes.
They're routinely used in the crime lab to track evidence and maintain chain of custody, at least at the crime lab. Is that right?
That's correct.
And the information contained in the report is entered at or near the time of the event that's memorialized?
Yes.
Okay. and it's relied on generally by the crime lab as a business record, correct? As a record of the events memorialized.
Yes, it's a record of the chain of custody of items within the lab.
Okay, and my question is it relied on by the lab for truth and accuracy, especially to maintain it, to track items of evidence within the lab?
Yes, it does track items.
And the information contained in the report is presumed by you and other supervisors at the lab to be accurate. Is that right?
Yes.
John, I would move for the admission of BV as an exhibit.
Objection.
We'll see you at.
Your objection, Mr. Lally?
Hearsay and it's a report is what it is.
It falls under the business record exception.
I don't see this as a business record.
If it's been maintained in the regular course of business, the items are established at or near the time of the event in question. They are relied on routinely by the lab and maintain their accuracy. How is that not a business record?
So I'm not letting this in. What I'll do is let me think about it, okay?
Sure.
I may change my ruling. I haven't even had a chance to even take a look at this.
That's fine. I don't necessarily need it right now. I'm not going to show it.
You cannot show it.
I wasn't planning on it.
Okay.
Can I give this back to the clerk magistrate?
Yes. And I want him to take the post-its off, okay?
Yes.
Are unmuted.
Now, I'm sorry, my request at sidebar was reserved.
Yes.
Thank you. May I inquire?
Yes.
Ms. Hanley, I want to draw your attention specifically to the glass pieces that Mr. Lally asked you about. Would you agree that there's a lot of numbers that were discussed, correct?
A lot of.
I compared 3-2 to 7-12 and sub A, B, C, and D of 712 were compared with 3-2 and 3-3. A lot of numbers, right?
Yes, there are a lot of numbers, items.
Okay. I'm going to try, if I can, see how well it goes, to clear that up and categorize those. Perhaps, would you agree that we could put the items that you compared and examined in your analysis in 4 categories? 3-2, the cup, the glass. 3-3, the bumper, glass. 7-12, the 9 pieces of glass recovered by a trooper named Buchnick at the scene. And 7-14, a single piece of glass recovered by a trooper named Proctor at the scene. Would you agree that those 4 categories are basically what you analyzed between and among each other?
Yes, there's 4 total items.
Okay. And within those items, there were some subcategories of items in some of those, correct?
Yes, because some of the items just have multiple pieces, so they were labeled just to keep track of the pieces.
Okay. So if I could ask you to take those one at a time, pardon me, 3-2, under that column, visually, that would be a single item, just the cup, correct?
Correct.
3-3, under that single item, the bumper, there would be 5 sub-items, A, B, C, and D, and E.
Yes, that's correct.
Public school education. Under 712, the third column, there's 9 pieces, correct? A, B, C, D, E, F as in Frank, I, K, and L are the 9 glass pieces, correct?
Correct.
They're close to being alphabetical, not quite toward the end, right?
Correct. I would have to look at my report for the exact letters, but
Sure, go ahead and look at your report.
so the 9 pieces of clear apparent glass were labeled as A, B, C, D, E, F, I, K, and L.
Okay. And then, of course, the last category would be 7-14. That's a single piece of glass that was recovered at the scene by Trooper Proctor, correct?
Correct.
All right.
Objection, Your Honor. Just
So I'm going to see counsel at sidebar for just a minute on this.
So rather than sustain every objection because one portion of your statement is objectionable, I'd rather move this along. So recovered at the scene by Trooper Proctor, hearsay part of it. So I can sustain every objection that he makes regarding the chart with Proctor glass retrieved by Proctor, and we can be here all morning.
I'll cut it out.
Okay, you know what's objectionable and what's not, and I understand you're trying to put things in. If there is an objection to every question, I'll sustain it.
Understood.
Just like if there is an objection to every leading question, I'll sustain it.
Understood. Okay, thank you.
You are unmuted.
Yes.
So the last category we were talking about, 7-14, that was a single piece of glass, correct?
That's correct.
First of all, I'm going to ask you to take your comparisons one at a time, if I can. You compared the cup in 3-2 to the 9 pieces recovered at the scene. A, B, C, D, E, F, I, K, and L, correct? Nothing further.
Anything?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you very much, Ms. Hanley. You are all set. The next witness, Mr. Lally.
Your Honor, may we approach?
Okay.
So, Your Honor, the next witness is Sergeant Buchanan. With reference to his testimony, or at least a portion of it, I have provided to the court some photographs that I intended to use with this witness.
Are they autopsy photos?
So not the autopsy ones. The autopsy ones I did also provide to the court, but there was a separate set of photos from Good Samaritan, and that's what I would be looking. The autopsy ones I'm going to use with medical.
Yes. That's the only ones I think I have.
There should have been 2 sets in the envelope.
In the same envelope?
Yes.
They're probably on my desk. Do you have a copy here? Jim, I don't know where they are.
I don't have a copy here, and I don't need to address it until probably after the lunch break.
Okay.
But I just want to flag it for the court because it is something that I would like to introduce at least some of those photographs through this witness.
Is there an objection?
No.
All right, I'll find it during lunch.
Okay.
Is he here?
He is.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes, Your Honor. The Commonwealth calls Sergeant Yuri Buchanan to the stand.
Okay. And I do
You are
have that
unmuted.
envelope, Mr. Lally. I have it.
Bye.